4 o'clock.
Are we on?
Yes. As I can tell. As far as I can tell.
Hello, folks. Hope someone's listening. Can we tell Deb, or are we just...
It's, the screen's on, I don't know about anything else.
Okay.
Sign in required. Oh,
Yeah,
what?
but I got the screen.
No, it says live video.
Okay. Well, we're in a little bit of confusion today, folks, with the election. If you haven't voted, come on down. No lines. Everyone's waiting eagerly for you to show up. We're not going to have a report today from the town clerk, as the town clerk is in working the election, or running the election. The one thing I'll give you this week and also next week, remember we talked about the Zoom meeting for the Stanley Building? If you'd like to listen to the meeting, we cannot participate, but we can listen. If you have a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen or a good memory, the meeting ID is 935-9751-2456. And the passcode is 884357. And I'll read that again at the end of the meeting so you can be ready. Not much on today's agenda, folks, just our usual information. I think we have over 600 people voting. That includes the absentee ballots. There are a little over 200 absentee ballots and over 400 people have come in, so that's about 600. There's about 1,200 registered voters in the town, so right now we're at about 50%. The last election, we were at about 75%. That was 2 years ago, the presidential election. So people are interested. Our third selectman, David, is not here. He's next door. He is the warden for the election. Don't ask me what that means because I haven't a clue. But we've got invoices to sign. Do we?
Have you signed them yet?
No, but I signed this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me just go through and I suppose I should use black ink rather than red ink. We're approving about $88,000 this week. Half of that is 1/2 of our rescue payment. If you remember, we approved $81,000 in the town meeting. This payment's for $40,500. So that was the major expenditure. Let me make sure all the invoices have been signed.
They're all signed.
All the other ones are okay?
Yes.
Yes, yes, they're all signed. Well, when I saw the red folder and wait.
We're also approving for payment a Lucas CPR device. We've talked about that. The town share of that is $9,717,
We're paying 10.
which is, why are we paying 10? We only have 1/4 of it to pay.
What?
On the Lucas.
No, we were paying 10,000 and they were something else they were buying with the extra $1,500 to $1,400. It was $10,000 per 10.
Okay, even though the device and the care only comes to
38 something.
$97.17.
Comes to what?
$9,717.
Huh?
There's an extra,
The device and the care comes to
well,
what?
okay, the
What you-
equipment was 33,000 roughly, and the service contract was 5,800.
Yeah, it came to what, 38, 39,000?
Yeah,
The extra 1,000 was going, they told us what it was for and we all agreed.
okay.
Well, remember they had a whole long list?
As long as you guys knew,
No, we did. We
Okay.
all agreed on 10,000. They had a whole long list of stuff that they wanted. Remember the wish list?
yeah, no, I don't have a problem
We took the Lucas device. and
having
then
rescue, but I just want to make sure we know what,
We all agreed on it.
okay?
Yeah, I understand they already have those.
Devices?
Yeah.
They already got them. Some
Yeah.
they must have used money they had and they're gonna replace it with, I don't know.
No,
They've got them already?
that's what I was told.
Oh, good. So if we need CPR going to the hospital, we're gonna be okay. Deborah and wherever you are, Wyndham,
I'm sure that they probably have them, Ed. If I had to guess.
if you're gonna have a problem, get sick in Parsonsfield. No? Town of Parsonsfield.
If you want, I can get the exact, what that extra, no, I'll find out what the extra money went to,
Just kind of
so you know.
check payment 12, I don't know what this is. Oh, insurance, okay. You might have noticed our road crew out there trimming brush from the side of the road, digging ditches. Road's looking pretty good shape considering. This is CPRC Management LLC group.
Tires. That's where the
Tires,
tires went.
tons only, okay.
To see how many tons?
Yeah. .18 tons. 1,600, 1,700 pounds of tires. No, what did I say, 8? Times 2, 16,000 pounds of tires. 17, not bad. A lot of tires that are off the side of the road and not in people's backyards. Okay. Those are the bills approved for next week's checks. No ads in the shopping guide. We did have the notification that the meeting has changed, the hours. Plus, it's on the town website, so hopefully everyone realized that it's a 4 o'clock meeting and not a 5 o'clock meeting. The CEO is putting together November's report as we speak. Showing, permits and the work done in the month of November. We did get our sheriff's report for the month of October. Three, four, 5 events, 6 events happening in October. A person violation condition of release, failure to submit to arrest. That was on 10/1. A disturbance on 10/8 on Pendexter Road. 10/8 again, there was an abandoned trailer on Pendexter Brook Road. 1990 model Sandpiper by Cobra travel trailer. All identifying document stamps appeared to have been removed. On the West Lawn on 10/10. On the 17th, several motor vehicle burglaries on Howe Drive. That's Pinewood Apartments in Parsonsfield. Video surveillance will be requested as investigation is ongoing. The York County Sheriff's Office received its Maine Law Enforcement Accreditation Award at the Commissioners meeting. York County is the first sheriff's office to receive the state accreditation, and only 14 police and only the 14th police agency in Maine. A year-long process recognized the York County Sheriff's Office complies with best recognized practices and policies. And on 10/31, the Sheriff's Office participated in a trick-or-trunk event at York County Superior Court.
Trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat, what did I say, trick or trunk?
Yeah, trick.
Well, trick or trunk, trunk or treat. Keeps the kids safe and off the streets. Yeah, we have our call breakdown from our deputy. How many calls he took, how many calls the regular patrol officer took. About 137 for the regular patrol officer and 25 for us. That number's a little low because the sheriff was on, our deputy was on vacation for a while. Nothing from animal control. Planning board meeting is the 16th, which is next week. Appeals board, nothing being appealed right now. Actually, there is things being appealed, but it's in the court system. Secaucus Road, update on the solar. I don't think David's had any information on that. Robinson Mill, we've gotten the proposed lease agreement and post-closing and escrow agreement. The buyer's attorneys sent us a letter. We reviewed it, made some changes, sent it to our attorney. Our attorney is in the process of looking at our revisions and sending them back to us, and hopefully we'll schedule a meeting with the buyer in the next week or so to get this portion of the mill sale finalized. Nothing on the Stanley building. except that I mentioned that we have the hearing on November 21st at 2 o'clock. Don't be late or you won't be able to hear the meeting. The meeting ID number again is 935-7951-2456. And the passcode is 884357. I'll mention those next week also, just in case someone loses their papers. We had a comment from Linda Marsh concerning about 6-axle trucks on Cram Road. A large school bus was about 30 feet behind the gravel truck. We've been working with the owners of the gravel pit to try and eliminate the gravel trucks being in close proximity to school buses. In other words, we know when the school buses are on the road, and we're trying to work with the gravel pit owners to schedule their trucks so they wouldn't be in close proximity to the school buses. So we'll have our CEO look at that and find out if that was an anomaly or something they forgot to do or whatever. West End Camp, we have a nice newsletter from them. As they're getting ready for next year. I think they've added some new buildings and they're asking people to register. This is something before COVID that we did. We talked to West End Camp about providing some scholarships to Parsonsfield kids, depending on their need. They could go to the camp for a reduced rate for a week or two. Obviously that didn't happen during COVID, and there's new leadership at the camp now, but hopefully we can reinstitute that program and make it a benefit for Parsonsfield residents. Saco River Commission, the Keyser Falls Millwork, the buyer of the mill, submitted a new application since the old application expired. So they're doing their due diligence, getting all the applications renewed or applied for, so that when this sale goes through, they'll be ready to start doing something. As I said, David isn't here, so we don't know too much about the generator or the solar farm. We now know that the office, we have hot water, so that's a good thing. They put the new boiler in. Jesse mentioned that the siding contractor had not contacted him as to when they were going to start the siding. And my audio-visual guy who was going to wire the offices here has not returned my call, so sometime next week, before next Tuesday, his office is in New Hampshire, Center Conway. I'll go drive by his office and see if it's more than a mailbox.
The generator isn't any better suit.
Yeah, right, the generator is in process. We were expecting the pad to be put down this week, which would have been perfect with the weather, but
Yeah.
Ed?
yes,
I put an invoice to your right. You could,
an invoice to my right.
the used ambulance.
For what?
The used.
That's the used ambulance that we purchased.
Okay,
That's to get us through because the new one never showed up. We've talked about it, and I said to hold off until I talked to the other towns. And I talked to the other towns, and they all were the last ones to pay, so
and what was the,
The invoice is
it's
attached.
right there on the back side. Well, that's the invoice total. We
Yeah.
only pay a quarter of that, or less than a quarter. Wait,
We all pay.
20%, right? Because they're supposed to pay too.
Okay. We all
We pay 20% of that.
so, so we owe $12,150.
No. You add all that up, the bottom number.
That right, $60,750.
No, that's not right anyways.
They've got some minuses on there. The 8,000 is just rescue is using that.
Yeah.
The towns are not.
Well, I just took 20% of 60.
The other 4 towns are paying that much, what's on there. The other 3 towns.
13,750.
Yep.
So we have to pay 1/3 of
No,
13,750.
that's what we pay. All 4 towns are paying that.
Oh, okay. Each of the all right.
13,750 towards the new used ambulance. I believe it's the ambulance they've been using the whole time
Is
as a loaner.
that was the loaner
I
from the,
believe that was the loaner, and they updated some equipment on it to get it. That's what the extra money was.
let me just make sure
We're good. I'm pretty sure that's
financially solvent
only about
here.
half of
Well,
our
that's coming out of reserve.
reserve.
Right. Rescue reserve, okay, we're fine.
But we're gonna need to look into putting more per year, or we're gonna have a
Special,
special town meeting because the new ambulance is costing
but they're saying what, a year on that? or 2 years?
2024, I believe, the spring of 2024. So
Jeez,
a lot could happen between now and then,
that's true.
but we locked in the price anyways. Or they locked in the price.
I'm just looking at, all right. Oh, right now, the special town meeting, I know you folks were eagerly awaiting, is scheduled for December 6th. In the next couple of weeks, we'll have the warrant items in the shopping guide so you can see exactly what's happening and what we'd like to use the money for. Really, there's no money coming from the town except for $5,000 to finish up with a comprehensive plan, which we approved originally 13, and now that'll make it 18. Everything else is a federal rescue plan or just administrative things like plowing and not plowing roads and that type of thing, so. That's in the works, folks. And that's about it. Yeah.
Is the comprehensive plan put in reserve
Yes.
5,000?
Yeah.
Well, no, the 5,000 has not been,
Well, it will be put in
it will
reserve.
once it's approved.
Well, it's approved.
No, that's what I'm saying. We don't know.
You have that on the warrant coming up. Special
Didn't we?
town
Oh,
meeting.
right. That's the no. We had 13, but okay.
Right. Yeah, right.
So in December 6th, hopefully it'll be approved, Harvey. Otherwise, we'll shut you down.
I'm just going to make sure that, because we may not be able to finish this up between now and the next town meeting.
Right.
All right, folks, so thank you for listening. Hopefully, we'll have some more information for you next week. As always, it's a pleasure.
It's a special town meeting at 6 to
Yes.
5:30, 6.
6. I've got the information over here, Deb, that you can